Well, welcome to a new Harry's Garage video, and you find us at FuoriConcorso next to Lake Como. That's Como over there, because this weekend there's this event running, and then there's Villa d'Este just further up the coast here of this lake, and it is a wild, mad Italian weekend next to Lake Como, where the most glorious cars drop by and are parked beautifully in sort of parklands. I'd not been to this event before. I have been to Villa d'Este, and it's quite compact and it's all around the hotel, and BMW have their concept cars, and there are a number of cars here. If you just wander down, you'll see that's Alfa Romeo is down here, but I can wander around. The villas are sort of linked like this. We're in this villa here, and there's Alfa Romeo, and you make your way through the most wonderful setting. As you can see here, it's quite steep. There's trees. There's a little Fiat 500 without a roof hiding down there, and then we'll go down, and there is no end of amazing cars, including an F1 paddock and things. And the founder of this event is about 5 years old now. The idea behind it, everybody knew about Villa d'Este on Lake Como weekend. It's extremely exclusive, and it's hard to crack. I was looking at the tickets. They're around €600 plus taxes, 22% on top, to go to Villa d'Este. If you want to stay at the hotel and enjoy the 2 days of craziness, £14,000. This is pretty exclusive, but it has a different flavour from a Concorso type event. There's no judging going on here. They just pick the most exclusive, beautiful cars, and there are some proper stars out there, as you'll see as we wander around. And there's also a world exclusive here today, which came as a complete surprise to me, and that's from the team who were previously working at Alpina, and then BMW bought Alpina. Well, there is a secret car that has just been revealed, and I've seen, and you'll see that later as well. But it's still, I think the ticket here is about €180 for a day. I'm here to see, well, am I getting value? But it's so far we've enjoyed, I've been around all the stands this morning. There are some amazing sights here, and the setting is to die for. I just love how we keep seeing seaplanes drop in. I don't know if they've actually flown from another lake somewhere, or they're just doing tours around here, and there's reavers going up and down every now and then. So yeah, it's pure Italian, pure madness. You'll join me as we go and walk round. I'm just looking at the timetable. The time now is 10 to 2. If I look at what's actually happening, sorry, at 2 o'clock there's guided tours going around, but there is this engine start at 2:30, and I guess they're starting the engines to the F1 cars and other cars, and that's at the other villa a little bit further down. So let's go downstairs, go look at these cars, and then head out and see what we can find. So here we go. Well, an Alfa Romeo boat. I don't know much about this boat, but I love it's got the twin cam engine, 1750 or 2 litre, I don't know, with the carburetors there, but it broke some world records or something. But it is the variation of cars you see here. There's an Appy, poor old Appy pickup there that someone put a great big stone in the back of it, and it's seen better days, shall we say, but I think that's not actually part of the exhibit. But these Alfa Romeos up down here it's getting quite busy now, so you have to bear with us as we push through. I suppose the superstar of the Alfa stand is the road-going, the final production version of the Alfa Stradale 33. I saw this in concept form. I did that walk around in the studio. Congratulations to Alfa for actually creating it and actually making it. Look at the details on it. It is, I mean, all 33 were sold. I think the really interesting part with this car was there was talk that quite a few of them were going to be the electric version based on the MC20, and I think only 1 or 2 customers expressed interest in them, and they were basically talked out of it. And all the 33 that are going to be produced are powered by the V6 engine, as it's hoped, I think, by all the design team as well. But beautiful, absolutely beautiful. There's beautiful cars just hiding under trees. And I just want to wander down here, because there was a surprise car here this morning that just turned up. Yeah, hiding down there is a Schumacher's Formula One car. I think it was a bit of a late entry and hasn't got in. So it's been abandoned in the car park, just there for everyone to see, but didn't actually make it into the grounds. And this is what this FuoriConcorso event is like. You wander around these beautiful villas, they've all got these walkways connecting them, and you stumble over these sort of cars, all touring car type cars down here. I can't cover them all, but yeah, it's that sort of event where you don't know what you're going to see round the next corner, and while you can enjoy a glass of Prosecco out on the gravel overlooking Lake Como. All very nice. So this is how it works. There's the Alfas, we've just come past those, and now we sort of go into another villa, but they're all sort of linked by these walkways, and we're not next to the road there. Lovely Aston DBS there, if you're wondering what that sound is, and the lake there as well. And now we get to sort of a Maserati corner. MCX Stream here, this is their track going one. We might as well have a quick look inside while there's no one around. Look at the crazy wing. We're in Pagani or Koenigsegg land here with a type of wing on this car, and then inside very extreme with that single type race wheel on it as well. But also over there is the GT2 Stradale, and I think I ought to get one of these in really to try. But this is their GT3 version of the MC20. I really want to like this car. The two experiences I've had with it is a bit compromised, and I'm trying to sort of get that out of my mind. It's sort of because I always look at them as a potential GT car, and could we do road trips and things in them? Because I just love the design. I love that Maserati are doing this mid-engine wild thing, and then I just wish they weren't quite as expensive. But yeah, lovely to see it here. This one has better detail as well than the road cars. Love that centre design of that tunnel. Yeah, the traffic out here, there's no escaping this crazy road right beside the lake during this week. Just to mention, Dylan Don, you'll see our exhibition. Really good guy, fun guy, does fashion photography and then mixes it with his passion for cars. Very interesting up there. We had a look around there, and well worth checking out. Right, let's head down here and head to another villa. The Velocimo, this is sort of the theme of this year's FuoriConcorso. The Mille Miglia this side, and then there's Targa Floria that side. And we'll see some of the cars as we go through here. It's a tragic photograph there. Historic photo of the kiss between Alfonso Porto and Lorenzo Christian shortly before his fatal crash in '57 last year, and the final historic Mille Miglia of 1957. There they all were. Yeah, Waira Imola. So this is the sort of track version of it. That's the extreme aero you'll see on it. I think it still carries a number plate, but yeah, quite serene. And having driven the Utopia, I'm very keen to see where that takes them, because this one, obviously, Wairo was always with that auto gearbox, and with the Utopia they now offer the manual gearbox. But yeah, that's about the most extreme version. I am slightly rushing here because the engine start is in about 15 minutes, but I have to show you the cars hiding under the trees here, because they are terrific. Look at this Lamborghini Diablo SVR. This one's been enhanced, shall we say, for racing. See, here we are. Diablo SV Modificar Racing per some Supersport Trophy, number 4 of it. Still a manual gear change on it. This is his ventilation. They probably stripped all that out, just the vent coming in from here. Yeah. Great. I think Diablo is coming into its own. The design is still as extreme as ever, and in this age of supercars and it V12, the noise, the sensations, yeah, Diablo is all there. But look at this. And hiding here under the trees, nothing else but a Ferrari 250 LM, road registered, German registered. Look at the shape of this. This is the sort of rear engined Ferrari 250 engine of it, made for Le Mans, that's the L eminent name, and won in 1965. But actually, just stop by that interior. It is perfect, utterly perfect. Road going, you probably can't see the reflections, but see the drill on it saw around the gear change to try and get weight out of it. It's about 820 kilos is the declared weight of this car. I think back then they were around the 320 horsepower, something like that, but so elegant. I just love the way it's displayed here in its own little corner under the trees. Beautiful. Not sure there's ever been a better logo than the Martini stripes, and on that Lancia as well. This is an interesting car. This is 550, you see the race car, sort of at Le Mans things. I think it's 2003, this example. They were done by Prodrive, and they're just amazing. You see the wide body. I had a 550 at this time, and there was a company that were looking to produce this body kit to enhance the look of a normal 550, and they were desperate for me to do it. I didn't actually go ahead with it because they weren't actually doing anything to the engine, and it always sounded slightly weak to me, the 550. I hated them with the tubey exhaust, but I love the looks of it, and I love how this is now becoming a highly collectible race car. I'm told that the guide price is on private sale with RM Auctions, and it's around €3 million, the price on request. Rather more than that, this is 250 short wheelbase. My goodness. Yeah, beautiful classic Ferrari. Proportions are so good on it. Lovely outdoor filler on this one. I don't know if this is an alloy bodied one or not. I could go, no, it's competition only one, so it probably is. Glorious, glorious cars. Love to see them racing. If you go down to Goodwood Revival, there was last year seeing these race in a pack of them, and the sound was just extraordinary. I'm going to head it into this field. This is so much busier than when we were last here. Just want to have a quick look at this Maserati MC12. Endurance racer. It was created from Enzo, the Ferrari Enzo. Love the shapes. Frank Stephenson design. What's got me, you have this race engine, this wonderful V12 in it, but there was a restrictor. And if you look here, this is that great big 6-litre V12 had to breathe through these two things. It's like a, if you think about it, it's like a twin DCOE Weber carburettor to feed a 6-litre V12. That's how they kept the power to a certain level. And whatever maker car you were in, they were competitive. But when it came to looks and drama, I think the Maserati MC12 wins on all levels. This is a Ferrari I hadn't seen before. So Ferrari 166 MM212 Export Juve. Now, it's a Mille Miglia type car, so they was trying to shrink the body and make it more competitive. Well, I have never seen this, where the roof is sort of pressured onto the glass. There is no A-pillar, and it's just this wire that is tension pulling the roof down onto the glass, I presume for lightweight. It's utterly bizarre. There's a little wire I can see in the middle there as well, but I have never seen an A-pillar, that basically non-existent, just a wire. And then a side windows, it actually got windows, no, it hasn't got windows of any sort, a little bit of plastic there. Outdoor filler, spare wheel underneath there. What a mad kind of car. For, well, it wouldn't have been Mille Miglia because I don't know, it's 57, isn't it? Let's see what year this was. Does it say what year? No, it doesn't say what year it is, but maybe it did. That's lovely. All the tiny little door handles they used to put on Ferraris, they still do in a Daytona and things. What an amazing car. Outdoor door hinges, like your Land Rover Defender. Never seen it before. There are tapes going up. I think we have a band about to start up, which is rather preventing me walking any further down. Lovely F40 race car here. There is the Le Mans winning 499P just behind it there, all still with all the tarmacs and dirt from doing Le Mans 24 hours. We'll have a look at that in a moment, but I think for now we're going to lift ourselves up there and get ready for the engine start. This car came as a surprise. This is a Bizzarrini, I know we have a V8, American V8 in it, but not this car. This has a Lamborghini V12 engine in it. So think Muro or Countach or something, ZF gearbox, rather than the American V8. Very surprised to see it. Good to see. Didn't know it existed. What is it? Bizzarrini P538. Didn't know. Look how basic they were, these cars in those days. 5-speed dogleg gearbox in it. Cut down screen. Bizzarrini Livorno. What an amazing car. And you see how the engine breathes from you see the head fairing, sort of where your helmet is. When that was closed, you can see the intakes. That's how the engine breathes from there. That's the thing with this event. We keep stumbling across cars I didn't even know existed, and that's a good example. 250 GTO for you, this Ferrari. Lucky enough to know the owner of this car, and he uses it all the time. It spends a lot of its time actually in the UK, or it's in France, but it's always up to something. This is not a 250 GTO that gets locked away at all. Always going out in it. Beautiful condition, this one. And yeah, I didn't expect, sorry, the owner, he's not here. I know he's racing this weekend. He does quite a lot of endurance racing, and he's got racing this weekend. But just the elegance of 250 GTO. I must drive one. He has offered it to me. That things will come to it. This is a road car, and he drives it on the road. The one tricky bit with a 250 GTO, there is no speedo. You'll see. You just have the big rev counter in the middle, oil pressure and fuel and things. No speedo at all. And I know it's always a bit tricky when you're actually in town and you've got all this sound around, everybody looking at you, thinking, am I doing 40 miles an hour or 30 miles an hour? Yeah, so it's not really made for driving around in London, but he still does it. And I don't know how many speeding tickets he's got, but lovely to see. Just around here, look at this Countach, the 1982 Countach. I've only seen pictures of this in magazines. Sorry for the sound of Italy in the background, but we are in Lake Como and there is a lot of police running around. But you'll see 40th anniversary Monaco 1982, and this was the course car. And it's Monaco Grand Prix this weekend, and I think they'll be going around in Aston Martins, won't they, or something like that. But I just love that Lamborghini somehow got in there, and there are pictures of this leading the F1 cars around Monaco in 1982. I guess this is the original car. I think it's looking at it, it's a bit odd because this has got the smaller tyres on it, going a bit nerdy on Countach. It's 205, so that's the smaller wheel, but it is a high body car. It's not a low body that disappeared in 1981. Fabulous. That'll cut down its speed though with all those lights on the back. Now down here is a row of F1 cars. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I just wanted to show you this one here. It's a little bit crowded, but it's the engine that is in this car. I come round to here. Lamborghini. So it has the Lamborghini V12. It's a little brief period as an F1 engine supplier. Here it is. Didn't do very well. I think it kept going bang, but it really was. I mean, it's designed as a road engine. It wasn't really an F1 engine, but there you are. Lamborghini Engineering. There's some fantastic cars down here. Beautiful period of F1. Look how clean this is. There's a name on it. Is there a name on it? There's no name on it. But yeah, in this period, what got me is the buckskin seat you see on it, and still a manual gear change. There it is. And yeah, Momo steering wheel. This is the turbo era. And here you are controlling this near 1,000 horsepower, probably in qualifying trim car with a gearbox and a conventional wheel without a button to be seen. What a wonderful car that is. There's a few really lovely rally cars going up here. Lancia Stratos, as you can see here, just casually parked on this narrow path, as you can see here. And then an 037, Lancia 037, with the back open, which we'll have to have a look at. Oh, I was so lucky to drive this one. Has this got the supercharger? Yeah, you can see the supercharger is there on the Spark engine. They really made the most of this engine. It was extreme, the tuning on it, and look at the suspension. Two dampers on it, springs there, all rose joints as you'd expect on it. Gearbox at the back. Just lovely to see. And so light. So light. That's why it was winning. It was the last two-wheel drive rally car to win the World Championship. And I say, parked in his casual settings. And then a Lancia Delta S4. I saw one of these in the Group B era up at Donington Park. It appeared. Harry Vatican at the wheel. No, Marco Allan was at the wheel of it. And I just couldn't perceive this car that was just dancing, defying physics, horsepower, flames, etc. A wild, wild time in rallying. And I just love the display up here. We are literally, you can see Lake Como just through the trees there. And it's not particularly crowded. And they're just parked. The only way of getting information on them is actually from this QR code here. And do that and you'll find out a bit more about them. But yeah, it's very trusting. But I suppose with a ticket price of €180, you get the right sort of people wandering around. And that's why they can display the cars so casually, and seeing them like this is an absolute treat. I think this one was like the Safari Rally version. Just looking at the big cage on the front, and it's that much higher on the suspension. Yeah, there you go, Safari Rally. All right, so that, my goodness, that's had a history, and that's to keep the sun out. There's all the mirror on the glass, like that. I don't know how the cars survive it. It's so tough when they do those sort of events. Yeah, Kenya 1992 Safari Rally. We were waiting for the engine start down there, and it never really happened. They started up a couple of cars. We had one sort of V12, a sort of F1 car start up, but that was it. So it didn't quite happen. So I'd stop here. This is the obviously 911 Spirit of 70, celebrate 70 years Porsche, but it's the design of it. I've never seen this done. When they do the fabric roof, and it actually has the stripes going through the fabric roof. I guess that's something we're going to see more of in the future. And my favourite detail, I think, of all is if you look at the seat pattern. It's Pasha. They've brought back Pasha design from the past, and yeah, it's not like the velvet that they used to have. It's a more fabric look, but that gets a big tick from me. They do like this gold lettering on their special edition. So this is Heritage car. You'll see the badge here is another Heritage Targa over there. An ST here, an annoyingly lovely ST. One owner was saying to me he justified paying the price of this. It's 200 and something list. They're still selling for over 350. He says, have a look what you spend on a Singer or one of the specialist design restomod 911s, and it's way more than this. So that's how he justifies the price of it. Still a lot of money to me. And we carry on down. Yeah, 911 Speedster. I love everything about this car and the GT3 engine, but it all looks very awkward here. Positive, it does all fold away, unlike my Project 7. It's an easier route from that point of view, but it's not very elegant to me. It's not as good as it could have been, but it's still a very lovely thing. And we arrive at Vanwall. And I'm really rather intrigued by this car. Vanwall, obviously from F1 era, well-known car from that period, racing 60s, but this is an electric version. New Vanwall they've done. See the carbon fibre through the weave, it's beautifully done. Lord knows how expensive it is. But it's based on I suppose I can call it some mechanicals of Hyundai. So this is a pure electric car. I think you get it in several versions. NGT 650 horsepower, four-wheel drive. There we are. Vanwall Sit Special. Weight less than 2,000 kilos. I suppose that's the carbon body they've done it. It does have something about it, with the pumped out arches. I'm really a bit of a fan, and there's an interesting photograph I saw in the art collection down below with Bernie Ecclestone getting into this car. Can't get over the carbon weave on it. Yeah, what size wheels are we on? 22-inch wheels. Made in Germany, I'm told. But I quite like the look of it. That's another car I've never seen before. This is the Gemballa Machine, and this is a special limited run car, as all Gemballas are. 40 units, they say just over half are sold already. And the idea of this model is it's a for off-road adventures, and the engine is tuned by the roof. Its base is a 911 Turbo S, and roof tune that to 750 horsepower or 830 horsepower. And it just has, presence, shall we say, a sort of 959 look to it at the back, but just enlarged and pumped. And I was seeing this car yesterday. There's one on the road here as well, and it obviously, the suspension can jack right up to give it real ground clearance. Really nice trimmed inside, manual gearbox in it, sort of brown leather and carbons smasherings within it. The conversion price, they tell me, is £495,000. If you include the donor car, you're going to be not a lot of change from 600,000 for a very angry, very exclusive 911 Gemballa, the Machine. Koenigsegg are here as well, and I love to see the CCX here and the CCXR. Can't really talk about them because of the music playing, and I'll get a copyright strike, but they're all here to see. So it's quite a varied show, as you can tell. If we go this way, get away from the music, this is right at the top. So we've enjoyed all the way through all those villas. There is so much to explore here, and it's in this wonderful setting. I just have to show you this. This is a chap I met last night, and he watched my Testarossa video going to the Sahara, and he says, I'm going to have to buy one of those. He's had it for 9.5 years. It's got a number of Ferraris, and he really enjoys it. And then, Spiza next door to it. So there you go. Lovely to see a black. And he just told me it's gone over 100,000 kilometres in it. So he really uses it. There you go. That's the first day at FuoriConcorso. Oh, it's huge fun. Tomorrow, we're going to go to Villa Erba, and we're going to see the cars. If I get up early enough, from 7 o'clock they move the cars from Villa d'Este down to Villa Erba on the road. So I'll try and film a bit of that. Well, that's something for the morning. Well, morning from FuoriConcorso. This is the second day, Sunday, and another beautiful day next door to Lake Como. Yeah, this morning I went up the road about half an hour from here to Villa Erba, because that is the main event, if you like, in this region today, because they move the cars from Villa d'Este, the star cars, to Villa Erba, and it's a much bigger park area, and they can get more people in. There's a huge number of people gathering up there. Villa Erba opens about 9:30. I think it's €35 or something to see the cars, and it's a big festival. It's more like sort of Goodwood Festival of Speed. There's no running of cars. There's an auction there and that sort of thing. But I just wanted to see the cars being moved. So from 7:30 they start moving the cars down, and I was lucky enough to see the McLaren GTR F1, a Monteverde, Di Tommaso, EB110, all sorts of things. It was quite fun actually. The McLaren F1 GTR missed his turning, and we got quite a lot of it. So there was a lot of car spotters very pleased that he missed his turning, and we got a double go with this McLaren. But today I'm just going to visit a few of the stands I missed out yesterday just because of time, and one of those was Mercedes, and they have 3 spectacular cars here. And I was talking to the head of historic at Mercedes, and it was quite nerve-wracking getting these cars in, because this CLK GTR, this is the road-going version here, the race car is there, and there's a Sauber C9 over there. They craned these cars in, from down there. So the crane came up and it lifted these cars into position, and there was an awful lot of cross fingers and things watching these millions of pounds of cars being lifted up here. So yes, CLK GTR road going version. I was very lucky to drive one of these cars. This car was announced 1997, Evo started in 98. One of the first things we did was to go out to Hockenheim and have a go at this. Dickie Meaden did the story, I was there as well, and I was lucky enough to have a drive in it. And yeah, the shock with this car was a huge car, V12, 6.9 litre, 612 horsepower I think in this one. And it's sort of normal, a sort of normal Mercedes door handle. You open it up and your access to it is about this big. And you think, crikey. And it's really tight in the cockpit. This is race car. That is the reason why we look at the race car next door. But this sort of had padding, had the 4-point harness, it had normal sort of dash in front of you, and the stalk, Mercedes stalk headlight control was all there. And once you're in, it's fine, but it is quite tricky to get in and out of them. If you've ever been in a Jaguar XJR 15, that's sort of fairly similar. And then once you're in, and you have the V-power, and it's all normal. The next shock is the gear change, and it's a early paddle shift gear change, little paddles, and you see it on the back of the wheel, the activators. Early doors of that with Mercedes, and it was a bit clunky, to be honest. And it didn't always get the right gear. It needed to be up to temperature to behave properly. And it was all quite an imposing sort of experience on it, and yeah, trepidation driving it. But then you had it in the gear and you launched yourself, and it was really rather wonderful. And now, my goodness, they're collectible because they're very limited production on these cars. They say there's 4 or 5 actually. This is 6.9 litre. Well, I don't know if it is, but they came with 6.9 litre, 7 litre if you like, V12, and then some customers got the 7.3 litre higher horsepower, 655 horsepower engine as well. So yeah, lovely to see it here. And then the race car beside it, super successful race car. Lovely to see, obviously that's Klaus Ludwig whose car this was, and up here, yeah, so thanks Klaus and goodbye from Mercedes and AMG for 29 victories. And he signed it up here, and you just look at, yeah, he drove this to championship in 1998, championship FAI GT car. So yeah, hugely successful race car. And yeah, how's that space in there? Yeah, he doesn't get the conventional dash. He has a gear change there. He doesn't have the paddle change. He has a removable wheel. It's probably better with that mechanical link. But and then this Sauber C9 now, Jochen Mass's car, this one. And Carl Vendinger. So I was lucky enough to do the Mille Miglia with Carl Vendinger and a 300 SL, and Jochen Mass was a superstar on the Mille Miglia. He drove the crazy SL that Sterling Moss obviously took to victory at Mille Miglia, near 100-mile-an-hour lap of Italy, 1,000 miles, and you saw him on the Mille Miglia. You knew Jochen Mass was coming. He took no prisoners when he was on that event. A wonderful character who we sadly lost a few weeks ago, and yesterday they started this car up in tribute to him. So it wasn't really a minute's silence. It was a minute or two of glorious thunder from this car to remember the wonderful character and race driver Jochen Mass. Now this is where all the excitement yesterday was, because this is a world reveal of the new Bovensiepen Zagato. And Bovensiepen is a name in the folklore of Alpina, because that was the name of the founder. And Andreas Bovensiepen is here as well, and he is the owner of this new company, and they are going to develop sporting cars, not under the Alpina brand anymore, because they sold that to BMW, but the Bovensiepen brand here, BB. Bovensiepen Bavaria is the name. And Zagato did the design. And I was here at the launch. Andreas Zagato was also here. He took the covers off. And it's a very elegant car. Coupe, as you can see, but I think its signature is the Zagato design, and that means it has a double bubble roof. If you keep coming around, you'll see here the actual glass of the rear screen is also double bubble. This car is actually running at the moment. Not quite sure why. I think they're just warming. It is a fully functioning car. But there you go, there's the double bubble there, and then it's a quite aggressive spoiler. And if you're wondering, I think I know what this car is. The base car is the M4 convertible cabriolet. And the reason they use the cabriolet is because if you look at this roof section, that is almost the Zagato signature. So you can see a join here. It's all carbon fibre, this car, and they wanted to have the structure by using the cabriolet to do away with the B-pillar. So this is a beautiful interior. They've done a huge amount of work in trimming this car, and that's what Alpina of old used to have, and that's what Bovensiepen are trying to replicate. Incredibly well trimmed, that's all leather there, a very distinctive blue leather. The shame to me is they've had to include the dash, the single screen dash. They've tried to make it more cockpit by having that sort of shield over the bit, over the speedo at that end of it. And it's also got the BMW, the fat wheel, unfortunately. And there's nothing, apparently it's all to do with the safety and the crash structure. It's one of those things that is very hard to change for a smaller manufacturer. And then the lovely crest there, as you might have found in Alpina, but here you get it in the Bovensiepen as well. And there's sort of muscle to this car. You can see the rear arches here. It's 611 horsepower, this car. And I'd love to see it move through, because it just has an elegance that I think BMW has lost, but it's right back with this car. I have seen the engine, they do the signature like you used to get with original Alpinas as well. But there's a lot more details to find out about this car, including the price of it, because it will all depend on what happens with America, because this was going to be targeted to, 30-40% volume was going to America with tariffs and Trump in charge. They're just keeping stum on pricing things, but you expect it's a limited run car. This is all carbon fibre construction. It's going to be 300,000 euros plus, but it's a very distinctive, very cool coupe, and it's terrific to see it here. And it came as a complete surprise to see that the Alpina engineers were secretly working on a different sort of car under a completely new brand that links so well with what Alpina meant in the past. So I'm going to be fascinated to see what else we see from Bovensiepen in the future, but they have plans beyond this model. But what a surprise to see here at FuoriConcorso, the global reveal of this new car, the Zagato. So this is the final villa in the FuoriConcorso, the third villa, Villa Flori here, and we've just come from this villa coming across, and here there is Kimera, who do these 037 crazy car, and there's Totem here that do these beautiful Alfas, and downstairs is also the GTO as well. Just look at the colours on this Alfa. It is just, look at the stance on it. It is absolutely exquisite. And Ricardo, the founder of Totem, has just taken me around this car. Believe it or not, this is an electric version of the Totem. There is a petrol version, twin V6, twin turbo version as well. But just lovely to see these cars, this new era of cars, these restomods. When you walk in, they just take your breath away. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is just drop in a quick chat I did with Ricardo earlier, and then I'll disappear downstairs and we'll have a look at some more cars.
This color exactly match exterior, interior, and a little bit of red that the customer want a red color.
Right. How much are you going to charge me for this car? It's quite a lot, isn't it?
So, depending on the configuration, because they're all tailor-made, the base price is 539,000 euro.
Yes.
Up to 700, let's say, 720.
And if I wanted the one you have downstairs with the petrol engine, that's similar, is it?
Yes, exactly the same.
Is it?
With petrol, we have more option, of course. Engine is made from scratch by Italtecnica, 0.8 liter V6 twin turbo. And
Turbo as well.
twin turbo.
Twin turbo 2.8.
And
Wow.
Imagine that this is a Gran Turismo, so it's
Yes.
not a racing car, it's not a hypercar. And the most important thing in a Gran Turismo, in my personal opinion, are two: steering, the steering rack. It has to be comfort, but at the same time direct.
Yeah.
And the suspension and damper that has to be comfort. So we have worked, we have put a lot of effort, energy on these two aspects of the car.
Excellent.
We developed the car 7 years of development.
Wow. And so it has a base car.
No.
You start from scratch. This
From
is you.
scratch.
Oh right.
So
Okay.
we have our VIN number, Totem
Right.
VIN number. It's homologated for Europe. We'll all crash test everything.
Good heavens. Okay.
And,
Yeah. And the electric version. How many of the electric have you done? You say.
this is chassis number 11,
Wow.
and is our fifth electric.
Okay.
And we did the other 5 with petrol. The customer asked me to change the steering from scratch, like billet aluminum. This is a standard Momo. We have the possibility to change the button, the switch, the little detail to make the car your car.
Yeah.
And this is what I really love, because I was a designer for Alfa Romeo.
Right. Right.
So it's my passion.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, it is absolutely beautiful. And the colour of this one, I would take it tomorrow. I just have to find the 500,000, or a little bit more than 500,000. But it is absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Riccardo.
Thank you
really
very
lovely.
much.
Yeah, and I'll go downstairs.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you.
Now this is the V6 version. I was just reading the spec of this car. 2.8 litre, twin turbo V6, 6-speed, open gated manual, 640 horsepower. It's a dry sumped engine, and yeah, it's basically a race engine, but developed for road going purposes. This is the only application this engine is in, this Totem Alfa. And it's transaxle gearbox on it. It is a carbon tub base right up against the bulkhead to help the handling. Can you imagine what this thing is? 640 horsepower, twin turbo. They say there's very little turbo lag, but what an amazing machine. And I love the way it's the same price whether you have electric or petrol power. I think I know the one I would choose. Come round, GT Super. What a start this car's was, and I love it's got the old-fashioned sort of Prova plate with Turin, I think TO was there, but absolutely lovely to see. They promised me a drive if I go and visit them in Italy, and I love an invitation like that. So yeah, you'll see more of that car, I hope, on Harry's Garage in the future. Kimera, this is this Alfa 037 car. Just wild. We're going to have a look at that in a moment, because I can't get over how many examples there are on display here. Here we have GTO Engineering, UK based, who are extremely well known in the industry for doing parts for classic Ferrari, and they manufacture from solid billet anything you want in classic Ferrari land, and they've been incredibly helpful in keeping classic Ferrari in. Race Ferraris, I was looking at 250 short wheelbase they were doing, so very well known behind the scenes engineering company UK. And this is a car they created out, I think, out of a 250 GTE, but obviously this is the Ferrari California. I couldn't get over it's actually an all new body, and it's done in metal. It is rolled just like my Zagato has done, to absolutely pinpoint accuracy. Real stance. They do these for customers. You are paying well over £1 million for this car, but that is significantly cheaper than a California, which is 10 million plus, I think. But anyway, next to the UK, I want to visit them in the UK and find out more. Over here, we have a very interesting project. So Porsche 928, Nardone is the engineering company, and this is another restomod that they are doing. And I'm surprised at the choice of car here. We all love a 928. Normally aspirated engine, they're tweaking it. I think it's 450 horsepower, I could be wrong. But believe it's the original Porsche engine. Carbon body, lightened. They've done a lot with the interior as well. So I've watched this one with interest, and I love that it's also got the 928 signature of rear sun visors for the rear seat passengers. So you see it in the hatch there. Utterly mad. Oh, it is your car?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just pointing out the 928 sun visor. I always love those. Can I just have a quick look inside? Sorry, just have a look. Thank you. There we are. It always had fantastic seats in the 928. Oh, you simplified the dashboard.
Exactly. Yeah, the idea is to make something minimalist and to focus on the driving experience.
Right. And have you lightened the car at all with
Yes,
doing the
it
car?
was not a target I gave to the engineers because it's a Grand Tourer, so I wanted to keep the comfort. We managed to lighten by 130 kilo, 1 ton 430.
Right, and much better brakes by the look of things.
We have a 6-speed inside the original housing.
Oh, right. Oh, it's 6-speed gearbox. Wow, on the transaxle. Right, I will follow with interest. I will come back and have a chat. Thank you for the quick talk around.
Box and Gas Eco,
Oh, will it? Yes,
UK.
that's local to me.
If you'd like to
Yeah,
drive at this moment.
that's excellent.
We're doing the development
For that one. Oh, brilliant. I
the
will.
first production prototype.
I will book you up and keep that. Thank you. Thank you.
Big fan, by the way.
Thank you very much. Final car I'm going to feature here is the Kimera. This Evo 037. So this, restomod based on the Lancia 037, the rally car. Hey, John Michael,
Hey, Harry.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for showing me around this car. Now I couldn't believe, I had a brief look yesterday. Look at the engineering on this. It is wild. And do you actually take a Monte Carlo as your starting point with this car, or is this all new?
We do. The central part of the chassis is actually from a Beta Monte Carlo from the 1970s.
Yes.
And we only take that part since we do the tubular chassis at the front and at the back.
Oh,
and it's
I
the
see.
same procedure
yeah.
that Lancia used to do for the original 037.
Right, so it is very close to that rally car. I've been
Truly
lucky enough to
is.
drive one, and I can remember all this. And the twin shock, twin shock was all a single spring at the back, and the engine. Tell me about the engine.
The engine is custom made for us, and we tried to mix the engines from the Delta S4 and the original 037.
Yeah.
The capacity is from the 037 2.15 liter exactly, but we have twin charging, so a turbocharger and a supercharger.
And the result is, how many horsepower is this car?
505 horsepower on this model.
505 horsepower, and it doesn't weigh very much, this car, does
It's
it?
1100 kilos.
1100
Not
kilos.
that bad.
Wow, no.
Full carbon bodywork as well.
And this is, I see here, there's 37 you were making,
Absolutely.
And
It's a
you-
limited series.
and I'm told that I couldn't buy one. Is that right? They're sold all
We are all sold out.
Yeah,
Also regarding the 10 Martini
unbelievable.
editions that we did,
Yeah.
all sold out already.
I said, unbelievable. And this one, I saw this yesterday, and this is covered up for good reason, isn't it?
Yeah, we're gonna deliver it to a customer later today.
Right.
But why don't we get a sneak peek at
Just
it?
a little sneak peek
Absolutely,
would be good.
Please.
Wow,
As you can see, we got our cool custom cover.
that
from
is
Goodwood.
very good.
And there it is.
And there is the colour of it,
It's
all beautifully detailed.
Rosso Taormina, reworked by us.
And with the quad rally lights by the look of it as well. Is that an option then? Is that
It is an option, exactly.
Yes. Tell me the price if I want a regular 037, if there is such a thing.
Yeah, the starting price for the last ones that we made was 720,000 euros.
Yeah.
And now we can't sell them anymore. They're
Wow.
all sold out, yeah.
That is beautiful. Beautiful. I can't.
It really is.
The owner must be so excited. So he's literally going to drive it out of here. That's his first drive.
He's our first Italian customer.
Wow.
We're very proud to keep this car in Italy.
Well,
Absolutely.
that's absolutely brilliant. And then this one is a development, isn't it, of it? This is, hello. Oh, you're Luca, you're the man behind all of this, isn't it? Well, I don't think you're that crazy. They're selling, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah. John, you're going to just tell me about this one, won't you?
Absolutely. So this is our Evo 38, the newest model. The difference between this one and the 37 is that it's a four-wheel drive, 600 horsepower monster. It will be even lighter than the Evo 37.
Yeah.
We're gonna target 1,000 kilo as far
Really?
as weight goes. and we have custom interior, completely new, different from the Evo 37.
Wow.
This is it.
Oh, that is, isn't it? That is quite extreme, yeah. Wow, is this the first one of those cars then?
It's the only one in existence. The only other prototype is in Villa d'Este right now, competing for the best of show.
Aha, right. Well, that's excellent. So that was a real treat. I want to have a quick word with Luca as well. I didn't know he was here, so find out more. But thank you for showing me around those cars.
Thank
really
you very
kind.
much, Harry. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for inviting me down, seeing these cars. I can't get over. You know about this market now, because when was your first car? When did you first do it?
We started with the Evo 37, so
Yeah.
in 2021.
Yeah.
We unveiled at the Festival of Speed of Goodwood.
Yeah.
And it was a great success because, of course, we announced the 37 units.
Yeah.
In 1 year, they were sold out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went forward with this Evo 38, which is our second generation of cars.
Yeah.
And we put in this car all our experience and knowledge that, of course, we achieved in the first 5 years of our story. And I have to say that this car, even if in the shape could be quite similar, in the deep is so different and so upgraded and evolved.
Yeah, I'm fascinated just with this market because in 21, we obviously know Singer, how successful they've been. You're obviously having success with this engine. Do you see this as a change in the market? Is there a new customer who's rejecting the modern supercar and says, I want this, or what's happening?
I have to say that probably is a strong signal that the market and the people are giving to the automotive industry, saying that at the end these cars are made by passion, and they are cars not just for business, because it's a foolish idea actually to start to make it something like this, but it's made by heart, And this, I think that a lot of people start to appreciate a lot and feel the difference of a, let's say, commercial product to something with the soul of the people behind it.
Right. So, do you put air conditioning in and things like that?
We did. Yeah. Because effectively, even if the car are starting from an old concept, people now, of course, want to have all the upgrades and all the comfort of the new cars, and also the performance that improves. So, I think the restomod represent now a mix of these two souls. The old charming fashion, of the cars, but the performance and the comfort of the new cars.
Yeah, and they seem really expensive to me at 700,000, but actually, supercar is ending up there. New Lamborghini Revuelto, 500,000 plus for a production car. So maybe, that is...
The way why these cars are so expensive, considering that all of us, we are little manufacturer, we basically follow all the procedure of a big brand. I think Kimera at all is the most extreme restomod because the car permit to basically do completely from scratch everything. The other, of course, use more on the donor car. But in our budget, we are forced to split the design, the tooling cost with just a few models, and this increase the price.
Are you looking at any other models, or are you just going to work on this? You are looking at others.
We are aiming now to watch the future.
Okay.
And we want to become manufacturer. In fact, the two restomod are called Evo 37 and 39. And the following will be the K Kimera 39. A hypercar retro mod with a retro inspiration. That will represent for us a very next step forward.
And when will I see that first time?
Next year, probably.
Next year.
Will be on the ground.
Well, I can't wait, Luca. Thank you ever so much for your chat.
It was a great pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. That is my tour of FuoriConcorso this weekend. I love that there's a Riva just coming in. I think there's a boat shuttle that leaves from here. If you do go to FuoriConcorso, you can get a shuttle that takes you to Villa Erba down there and Villa d'Este, if you have the right passes, just from this spot here. What an extraordinary couple of days that's been of drinking in Italy at its best, and its craziness. It's so busy out there, but you go to this FuoriConcorso and you are amongst the trees, amongst these beautiful villas, this hotel here. We're going to have a coffee here in a moment, and we drink Prosecco under the trees, drinking in these glorious cars. And I'm quite pleased to just finish here at Kimera just gives you a taste of where the market is going, that it's not all about the big manufacturers, these bespoke manufacturers, these dedicated high performance restomods, I don't know what else to call them. They're fantastic. That Alfa is beautiful, and they will be the classics, I think, on Villa d'Este in 50 years' time or something like that. Now, if you're thinking of coming down here, yes, it's an expensive ticket, 180 euros to get in here, but the calmness when you get in, I think, is great. Villa Urba is much more accessible, 35 euros, and you can see what's going on there. But it just feels as though this is a developing event. It is bigger. People are telling me this is even better than last year, and they enjoyed last year. So it's a destination. What you've got to think about, though, is where you're going to park. And they do have 2 car parks with a shuttle bus taking you to and from the event, but it is the major issue if you visit any of the events down here during this weekend. You can stay in Como, there's ferries that take you across, or just get really early. There's a couple of car parks up there, but you want to be in there pretty early in the morning to get a guarantee of space. I saw an Apollo in there, Ferraris parked up just randomly in a multi-storey car park. But this is Lake Como this weekend. It's, I think, an upcoming event, and I hope you enjoyed my tour around it. If you did, well, keep watching, keep Skyping, more videos coming along very soon.